Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music, like old time.
Yeah, I want it, and they need it. I stay on it, it's no secret.
Hey, Louis Cahill here from Gink and Gasoline. I'm at IFTD 2017 in the Orvis booth with my buddy Tom Rosenbauer. Tom, good to see you.
Louis, good to see you.
Yeah, man. So we have right here kind of the big news story from Orvis this year, huh?
Yeah, it's a very exciting story. You know, it's been 5 years since the Helios 2.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, we've spent about 4 of those years trying to improve on the H2.
You made a tough job for yourself.
Well, you know, people have said, and I don't know how you're going to improve on the H2, and they've tried the H3, and they've said, well, your very own Justin Pickett said, wow.
Sure is. It's a really sweet little rod. So tell us a little bit about the technology and the goals that you were set out to achieve on this rod.
Well, you know, we started from square one trying to design a rod that was more accurate, that would track better, and that would dampen better.
Right.
You know, fly fishing is a game of inches. It's all about accuracy. And from square one, you know, everybody talks about lifting power and loop size and smoothness and all this stuff. This has all that, but nobody really ever, as far as I know, designed a rod with accuracy in mind.
Right, that's the first goal. Yeah.
Yeah, and
right.
it's the most important thing.
Right. If the fly's not in front of the fish,
yeah,
you're hooped, as they say.
Yeah, you are. You're not in the game. You're not in the game. So, a number of things we did. There's a new material. We tested about 60 different raw materials.
Wow.
And you know, we were waiting for the right material. We finally found it.
So when you say square one, you really went right back to material testing with
the
this
material
rod.
the mid butt and the butt is H2 material, the thermoplastic thermoset resin. The tip mid and the tip are also a thermoplastic thermoset, but they're a different graphite, higher aerial weight, which means you get more strength with fewer fibers. So
nice.
You're able to reduce the weight, and that's the reason everybody picks these up and said, "Wow, they're so much lighter than the H2." Physically, they're not any lighter than the H2, but the levered weight, because of the new taper and the lighter tip, they feel really, really super light.
They do really feel like that swing weight. And in honesty, the weight in the tip is what affects the action of the rod the most as
really
well.
It does.
So from a practical standpoint, the rod effectively is lighter, even though it's not literally lighter.
But you also need to reduce those vibrations, both vertical and horizontal directions.
If you want accuracy.
Yep. And that is accomplished by the new material, better hoop strength, so that, in other words, the hollow tube doesn't collapse sideways when you put pressure on it. When the rod flexes like a straw, it doesn't. That energy doesn't go sideways. It goes down the rod to where you want it to go.
Right. And so if guys don't understand, when you bend a rod, that force, as the rod bends, the way it accommodates that is for the rod to then oval.
Turns into an oval, more oval than round. And this oval ovalizes, if that's a word, less than any other rod that we know of.
Excellent.
So that, and then a new layup technique. You know, fly rods these days, it's all about how the graphite is put on there, what combination of graphite and scrim, and how you do it. There's lots of different ways of constructing these things. You don't just roll a
Yeah, no, if people realize that it's not the same material all the way through. There's different materials combined and layered in this.
And you don't just lay a strip of graphite on a mandrel and roll it up, you know, like a sushi roll. There's a lot of technique in there. So all those things combined make a rod that just recovers more quickly, so that when you put that energy into a fly line, the fly line goes straight. It doesn't wobble this way and it doesn't wobble this way. It goes where you want it to go, and then the leader and the fly follow along. And it's as Aaron Adams, Bonefish Tarpon Trust said, it's disorienting at first, because the fly goes where you want it to go. You're used to kind of adjusting.
Right, that there's this fuzzy thing, fuzzy logic in there, right?
Adjusting, casting a little bit, and it goes where you want it to go.
So, and if my understanding is correct, I know Orvis is all about quantifying things. You actually went to great lengths to determine how much that rod was deflecting side to side as it came through.
Yeah, we went to an independent lab, and we designed a system where there's a marker on the tip of the rod, and we release the tip of the rod, and then there's a high-speed camera that measures the oscillations or where the tip is off center, both horizontal, vertical directions. And then the real secret was the software that they developed to be able to quantify this and track it and graph it.
Right.
So we know that this rod, not only can we feel it when we're casting and feeling the accuracy, but we can see it on a graph.
You can, yes. And you not only tested the H3, you tested your competition as well.
Yeah, we tested the H2, we tested our competition, yeah.
And you hit the goal.
Yeah, we hit the goal, definitely.
That's awesome. Very cool. There's a couple other things I think worth mentioning about this rod too. I love the new grips you guys are
this
using.
was a grip that we put on. This is a grip that we put on the Covert rod, so it was a limited small edition of
that
the
was a
H2
great
blank.
rod.
Yeah, and so what we borrowed from that was people loved the grip, so we put that grip on, and people loved this matte finish on these rods.
Looks great and it feels great too.
Yeah, it's a stealth.
Yep.
It's a stealth, very durable stealth finish. It's UV inhibitors in it still, so
Nice.
the finish isn't going to come off.
And the Real Seat hardware is new as well.
The Real Seat hardware is new. It's Real Seat hardware that we designed. We didn't buy something from a stock Real Seat company. We actually had this Real Seat made in the same factory that makes our Mirage reels in Vermont. So the whole rod, except for the Portuguese cork, is made in Vermont. Start to finish. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, this is nice hardware. I love the indexed
the index hood, so you don't have to fiddle with it, and then the coarse knurling allows you to really...
If it's cold, your fingers are numb or whatever, it comes right off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking really forward to getting these out on the river and trying them out, Tom. Looks like an amazing rod, and I've looked at the graphs on these, and it's just remarkable what an improvement you've made in the tracking of it.
Well, thank you. It's
cool.
The rod designers really did a bang-up job.
Well, thanks for taking time to tell us about it.
Thank you, Lewis.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in to Gink and Gasoline. Stay tuned for more from IFTD 2017.